Hello, I'm Dr. Brandt Gibson, and I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be with you once again talking about peripheral neuropathy. Peripheral neuropathy is one of my loves, and because of that, I've been working for many years to figure out a process, a formula, a framework that will allow you to truly manage your peripheral neuropathy. More importantly, to get your life back so you can live your life without the limitations that come with peripheral neuropathy. So what I'd like to do today is just kind of introduce this framework to you. It's the Gibson Method. It's basically a process that over the last 20 years I've put together to help you both understand your peripheral neuropathy and ultimately overcome the symptoms so that you can actually live that extraordinary life that you were born to live, even with peripheral neuropathy. So let me jump to share my screen here and jump to this so we can actually show you kind of what's going on. The secret to peripheral neuropathy, one of the secrets, I've already talked about previously, the big secret is you. But the secret is to give you those tools so that you can take control of your peripheral neuropathy. It's not dependent on me. There's not any doctors that you can actually work with, any doctors that are going to help you truly manage this without really getting control yourself. So what I want to do is give you those tools. And so basically, I like to think about nerve health as a four-legged stool. So there's really four pieces of this. If you take one of the legs away, it's not going to be as stable. If you take two legs away, of course, it's going to fall over and it's going to fail. So you need all four legs to truly get control of your peripheral neuropathy, to truly get nerve health. So let's go there now, and we'll say the first one is to understand peripheral neuropathy. And that's not to find a doctor that understands peripheral neuropathy. That's to personally understand your peripheral neuropathy. You need to say, okay, what is peripheral neuropathy? Tell me about the peripheral nervous system, which is everything outside the brain and spinal cord. Tell me about what peripheral nerves can be affected. Is it small fiber, large fiber, sensory nerves, or is it the motor nerves or the autonomic nerves that are affected? Is it multiple nerves or one nerve? What kind of malfunction is happening with those nerves? Is it a type of malfunction where you're saying, okay, the signal is moving slow, or it's weak, or even absent? Or is it just it's sending a signal, but the signal's not, it's like a radio static. It's not working exactly right. So the brain and the nerves are not speaking the way they're supposed to be. Whatever the reason, whatever the cause of that, really, that malfunction is what you're treating. Do you understand that peripheral neuropathy is not dead nerves? It's actually malfunctioning nerves. And then once you take that information, you say, okay, what exactly is going on? This is peripheral neuropathy. I understand what it is. You take it to the next step and you say, okay, I don't want to just understand peripheral neuropathy. I want us to understand my peripheral neuropathy. I want to understand how mine is different. Your peripheral neuropathy, just like your fingerprints are different, your peripheral neuropathy is going to be different one person to the next. And that's even among siblings and family members. Your peripheral neuropathy is not going to be like your brothers or your sisters. Your peripheral neuropathy is completely unique to you. That includes the symptoms you have. That includes what exactly is affecting your nerves. It includes what triggers, what alleviates. All of those things are important. And the more you understand, the easier it is to truly get control of your peripheral neuropathy and to truly get to the point where your peripheral neuropathy can be managed. This is a very, very key piece. Sometimes I would kind of joke that you should take that and put it in the middle, because if you don't understand peripheral neuropathy, the other three legs are not going to work. But once you understand it, then the next step is to actually start to manage the symptoms. The reason people go to the doctor is because of the symptoms, because of the problems they're having with peripheral neuropathy. They say, okay, I've got pain, or I've got numbness, or I've got weakness, or I've got poor sweating, or bloating, or any of those kind of things. Whatever the cause is, whether it's a sensory, motor, or autonomic symptom, these symptoms are the reason people go in. And so a lot of times, most of the treatments that people are going to give you are just to manage the symptoms. An incomplete and often ineffective method to treat peripheral neuropathy, because you're only managing symptoms. And because peripheral neuropathy is progressive, because peripheral neuropathy gets worse over time, because if it's untreated, peripheral neuropathy will become much more severe. Managing the symptoms becomes harder and harder and harder, and ultimately is going to fail. So understand peripheral neuropathy personally, to the extent that you understand how your peripheral neuropathy is unique. Manage the symptoms. Go through the process of figuring out exactly what things are going to manage those symptoms and help you get control of those symptoms. Number 3, once you're starting to control the symptoms, starting to be able to live your life, you say, okay, now how do I control it so it's not progressive, so it doesn't get worse over time, so I'm not causing more and more nerve damage. So you control the nerve damage by treating the causes, understanding the causes. One of the big misconceptions of peripheral neuropathy is it's all related to diabetes. It's not. I see as many or more individuals with peripheral neuropathy that don't have diabetes than individuals that do have diabetes. That's just the way it is. There are millions and millions and millions of individuals with peripheral neuropathy. Some of them have diabetes. Some of those with diabetes also have other causes that they can also be treated for. So if you're only looking at diabetes, you're only treating diabetes, a lot of times you're not going to get the complete treatment, not going to get everything done. So understand peripheral neuropathy personally, understand how your peripheral neuropathy is unique, manage the symptoms to the point that you can actually start to live your life the way you want to, control the nerve damage so it doesn't get worse, so that the managing of the symptoms can continue to work, so it can continue to be able to do it. And then you can step into the role. You say, okay, now let me put in some key habits in my life so I can thrive. So I'm not worried about the symptoms. I'm not worried about it limiting my ability to function. And really what you're doing is you're taking the distraction, discomfort, and disability of peripheral neuropathy and you're eliminating it so that it doesn't interfere with your life. So you can go play with your kids or grandkids. So you can do the hobbies that you love. So you can do the activities you love. Maybe you like to go hiking. Maybe you're fishing. I have patients that were able to return to fishing in the river because they could now be comfortable and know they're not going to fall because they've improved their symptoms enough that they could tell what was going on. Or they were able to go on walks with their children because they didn't have the same weakness. Or they were able just to go to work because they didn't have the same pain. The truth is, you can thrive with peripheral neuropathy, whatever that thrive it means, after you go through the first 3 steps of understanding your peripheral neuropathy, managing the symptoms, controlling the nerve damage, and then stepping into the role where you can say, okay, now I know exactly what to do to live my life in an extraordinary manner. So take those pieces. We're going to go through those in more depth again as we go through this next year of videos about peripheral neuropathy. And I want to make sure that you truly understand, that you truly have the opportunity to get control of your peripheral neuropathy. I'm Dr. Brandt Gibson, and this is your Neuropathy Nugget day 398, the Gibson Method. And those 4 keys, those 4 pieces are really the reason and the way that people can actually live an extraordinary life. And what I want you to do, what I want you to really understand is that you can live that extraordinary life even with peripheral neuropathy. This is Dr. Brandt Gibson. And one thing, if you're really interested, say, okay, I need more information on this, let me give you something for free. Let me give you Peripheral Neuropathy Unmasked. All you got to do is go to neuropathybook.com and you can request this book for free and we'll send it out to you as quick as we can. And the idea is you can start this process of improving your nerve health and managing your peripheral neuropathy. This is Dr. Brandt Gibson.